The debate between dualism and monism represents one of the most enduring philosophical discussions concerning the nature of reality, existence, and consciousness. At its core, this discourse addresses the question of how mental and physical phenomena relate to one another. Dualism posits that the mind and body are fundamentally distinct entities, while monism asserts that they are unified in some way, often reducing mental phenomena to physical processes. This essay explores the intricacies of both perspectives, their historical roots, and their implications for our understanding of consciousness and existence. Dualism has its roots in ancient philosophy, with early proponents like Plato and Aristotle suggesting a separation between the material body and the immaterial soul or mind. However, it was René Descartes in the 17th century who famously articulated a systematic form of dualism, known as Cartesian dualism. Descartes posited that the mind is a non-physical substance that interacts with the physical body. He famously declared, "Cogito, ergo sum, I think, therefore I am," emphasizing that the act of thinking is proof of the existence of the mind as a distinct entity. This perspective led to the conception of the mind as an immaterial substance that could exist independently of the body, raising questions about how these two disparate substances interact. The implications of dualism extend beyond mere metaphysical speculation. They have profound consequences for our understanding of consciousness and self-identity. If the mind exists independently of the body, it suggests that consciousness may transcend physical existence. This notion aligns with various religious and spiritual beliefs that posit the immortality of the soul or the possibility of an afterlife. Dualism thus offers a framework for considering questions of morality, free will, and personal identity that may persist beyond physical death. However, dualism is not without its challenges. One of the most significant criticisms comes from the difficulty of explaining how an immaterial mind can interact with a physical body. This is often referred to as the interaction problem. If the mind and body are fundamentally different substances, how can they influence one another? Critics argue that dualism struggles to provide a coherent explanation for the mechanisms of this interaction, leading some philosophers to favor monistic perspectives, which offer a more cohesive understanding of the relationship between mind and body. Monism, in contrast, posits that there is only one fundamental substance or reality. Within monism, there are various interpretations, including physicalism and idealism. Physicalism asserts that everything that exists, including mental phenomena, is ultimately reducible to physical processes. According to this view, the mind is a product of brain activity, and consciousness arises from the complex interactions of neurons and biochemical. One of the most compelling aspects of dualism is its approach to the notion of personal identity. If we accept that the mind and body are distinct entities, it leads to the idea that personal identity is anchored in the immaterial mind or soul. This view allows for the possibility of an afterlife or some form of existence beyond physical death, as the mind could theoretically persist independently of the body. This framework offers comfort to many, as it aligns with various religious and spiritual beliefs that suggest the continuity of the self beyond the physical realm. However, dualism's view of identity raises significant questions regarding the nature of the self. If the mind is separate from the body, what constitutes the essence of an individual? Is it the continuity of thoughts and memories, or is it something more intrinsic? Critics argue that this perspective can lead to ambiguities regarding identity, particularly in cases of brain injury or psychological changes. If our memories and personality traits can shift or be altered, how do these changes affect our identity as fundamentally distinct from our physical bodies? In contrast, monism, particularly in its physicalist form, posits that personal identity is closely tied to the physical processes of the brain. From this perspective, the self is an emergent property of complex neural interactions. As our brains change, through learning, experience, or injury, so too can our identity. This view emphasizes the interconnectedness of mind and body, suggesting that our conscious experiences are deeply rooted in our physical existence. While this perspective aligns with contemporary scientific understandings of consciousness, it also raises challenges regarding the notion of a stable, enduring self. If identity is contingent on physical processes, what does this mean for our understanding of continuity and moral responsibility? The ethical implications of dualism and monism further complicate the discussion. Dualism often supports a perspective in which individuals are seen as responsible for their actions, grounded in the belief that an immaterial mind possesses free will. This view holds that, despite physical influences, individuals can make choices that reflect their moral character. As a result, ethical frameworks rooted in dualism tend to emphasize notions of accountability and personal agency. Conversely, monism, with its potential deterministic implications, challenges traditional views of moral responsibility. If our thoughts and actions are products of physical processes, it raises questions about the extent to which individuals can be held accountable for their behavior. This perspective may lead to more compassionate responses to behavior viewed through the lens of environmental and biological influences, promoting a greater understanding of the complexities behind actions. Such an approach may encourage rehabilitation and support rather than punishment. The debate between dualism and monism also intersects with contemporary discussions in neuroscience and cognitive science. As advancements in brain imaging technologies reveal the intricate workings of the human brain, the monistic perspective gains traction. Research has increasingly demonstrated that specific mental states correlate with identifiable neural activities. For example, studies have shown that emotional states, thoughts, and perceptions can be mapped to particular brain regions and patterns of activity. This empirical evidence supports the idea that consciousness can be understood as a product of physical processes, challenging dualistic notions of a separate, immaterial mind. However, the relationship between brain activity and subjective experience remains fraught with complexity. Even as neuroscience advances, the question of how physical processes give rise to the rich tapestry of conscious experience, such as the qualitative aspects of sensations and emotions, remains unresolved. This challenge, often referred to as the explanatory gap, highlights the limitations of a purely physicalist approach. Proponents of dualism argue that the unique qualities of conscious experience cannot be fully captured by an understanding of neural mechanisms alone. In light of these discussions, it is crucial to explore the potential for a middle ground between dualism and monism. Some philosophers advocate for property dualism, which posits that while there is only one substance, typically physical, it can exhibit both physical and mental properties. This view allows for the coexistence of physical processes and subjective experiences without necessitating a strict separation between mind and body. By acknowledging that mental phenomena may emerge from physical processes while retaining unique qualities, property dualism offers a more nuanced perspective that bridges the gap between the two extremes. Ultimately, the debate between dualism and monism reveals profound insights into the nature of consciousness, identity, and existence. Each perspective offers valuable contributions to our understanding, encouraging us to reflect on the complexities of our experiences and the underlying mechanisms that shape them. As we continue to grapple with these questions, it becomes evident that the nature of consciousness is not easily reducible to a single framework. Instead, it encompasses a rich interplay of factors that challenge our assumptions about the mind, body, and the very essence of being. As we advance in our understanding of consciousness, the implications of this debate extend to practical fields such as mental health and artificial intelligence. In mental health, for instance, recognizing the interplay between mental and physical processes can inform treatment approaches that consider both psychological and physiological factors. Continuing the examination of dualism versus monism, it is crucial to delve into the implications of these perspectives on science, technology, and human experience. As our understanding of consciousness evolves, the interplay between these philosophical frameworks and contemporary scientific advancements becomes increasingly relevant. In the realm of science, particularly neuroscience and psychology, the predominance of a physicalist monistic approach has led to significant advancements in our understanding of the brain and its functions. The integration of modern technologies, such as functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRI, and electrophysiological recording, has provided insights into how neural activity correlates with mental states. For instance, researchers can observe changes in brain activity associated with emotions, memory, and decision-making, reinforcing the idea that mental processes are deeply rooted in physical brain function. This empirical foundation supports a monistic view, which posits that all mental phenomena, including consciousness, can ultimately be explained through physical processes. However, this approach also encounters limitations, particularly when it comes to explaining the qualitative aspects of experience, known as qualia. The subjective, what it is like, aspect of experiences, such as the sensation of pain or the color red, poses a challenge for purely physical explanations. This gap invites criticism of monism, as it raises questions about whether a complete understanding of consciousness can be achieved through a solely empirical lens. In contrast, dualism offers a framework that acknowledges the qualitative nature of experience. By positing the existence of an immaterial mind, dualism allows for the possibility that consciousness encompasses aspects that are not fully reducible to physical processes. This perspective resonates with many people's intuitive understanding of their own experiences, where thoughts, feelings, and perceptions appear to transcend mere physical interactions. However, the challenge remains in articulating how this immaterial mind interacts with the physical body, a dilemma that has historically plagued dualistic theories. As we consider the implications of these viewpoints for technology, particularly in the context of artificial intelligence, AI, the debate takes on new dimensions. The development of advanced AI systems prompts questions about the nature of consciousness and the potential for machines to possess it. If consciousness is understood solely in physical terms, as monism suggests, then it may be possible to create machines that exhibit consciousness through the right combination of algorithms and neural networks. This view raises ethical considerations regarding the treatment of AI entities and their rights, especially if they can exhibit behaviors akin to consciousness. On the other hand, if dualism holds, then consciousness may be viewed as an inherently human characteristic, unique to biological organisms. This perspective might lead to skepticism about the possibility of machine consciousness, as machines lack the immaterial mind that, according to dualists, is essential for true consciousness. These contrasting views highlight the philosophical complexities surrounding AI and consciousness, pushing us to reconsider the nature of intelligence, experience, and personhood in a rapidly evolving technological landscape. The implications of dualism and monism also extend to our understanding of human experience and the nature of reality. Each perspective offers distinct insights into how we perceive ourselves and our place in the universe. Dualism can provide a sense of personal agency and moral responsibility, as it emphasizes the role of an immaterial mind that can make choices independent of physical constraints. This view aligns with many religious and spiritual beliefs, offering a framework for understanding existence that transcends the material world. In contrast, monism encourages a more integrated view of existence, where mind and body are seen as interconnected aspects of a single reality. This perspective can foster a sense of unity and interconnectedness among individuals, as it suggests that our thoughts and experiences are not isolated but rather part of a larger, cohesive whole. This understanding may lead to greater empathy and compassion, as individuals recognize their shared experiences and the interdependence of all beings. Furthermore, the debate between dualism and monism invites reflection on the nature of mental health and well-being. Dualism's emphasis on the immaterial mind may inform therapeutic approaches that focus on the psychological and spiritual dimensions of healing. In contrast, monism's physicalist perspective may lead to approaches that prioritize biological and neurological interventions. Both perspectives can contribute valuable insights, highlighting the importance of considering both mental and physical factors in promoting overall well-being. As advancements in AI technology continue to develop at a rapid pace, questions arise about whether machines can possess consciousness or subjective experiences akin to those of humans. From a dualistic perspective, if consciousness is viewed as a non-physical essence, it raises immediate questions about whether machines, being purely physical entities, could ever achieve true consciousness. Dualists might argue that since machines lack an immaterial mind or soul, they cannot possess the qualitative experiences that characterize human consciousness. This view aligns with the intuition that consciousness involves a subjective quality that is fundamentally different from mere computation or processing of information. In this light, even the most advanced AI, no matter how convincingly it mimics human behavior, would still be seen as lacking genuine consciousness. Conversely, proponents of monism, particularly physicalism, may argue that if consciousness arises from complex physical processes, then it is theoretically possible for machines to achieve a form of consciousness if they can replicate those processes. If consciousness is fundamentally tied to information processing at a neural level, then advanced AI systems that simulate human cognitive processes might also exhibit some form of consciousness. This perspective opens the door to discussions about the nature of machine intelligence and the criteria we might use to evaluate whether a machine can be considered conscious. The challenge, however, lies in defining what constitutes consciousness. If we adopt a purely functionalist view, where consciousness is defined by behavior and the ability to process information in a human-like manner, then machines might meet these criteria. Yet, this raises the question of whether such behavior equates to genuine subjective experience. The philosophical notion of the Chinese room, articulated by John Searle, illustrates this dilemma. In this thought experiment, a person inside a room follows instructions to manipulate symbols in such a way that they appear to understand Chinese, despite having no comprehension of the language. This scenario suggests that mere processing of information does not equate to understanding or consciousness. Thus, even if an AI can simulate human conversation, it may not possess the inner experience that characterizes true consciousness. The exploration of consciousness in AI also intersects with ethical considerations. If we accept the possibility that machines could attain some form of consciousness, it raises profound questions about our moral obligations toward them. Should we afford rights to conscious machines? How would our ethical frameworks change if we acknowledge the potential for machine suffering or awareness? These questions challenge traditional conceptions of personhood and moral consideration, pushing us to reconsider the boundaries of consciousness beyond biological organisms. In addition to AI, the dualism versus monism debate has implications for our understanding of consciousness in the context of mental health and psychological well-being. Dualistic perspectives often lead to a focus on the separation between mind and body, which can influence treatment approaches in mental health. For instance, a dualistic framework might prompt a reliance on psychotherapeutic approaches that address the mind independently of the body, potentially neglecting the interconnectedness of mental and physical health. Monistic perspectives, particularly those that emphasize the physical basis of mental processes, encourage a more integrated approach to mental health treatment. Recognizing that mental states can be influenced by biological, environmental, and psychological factors allows for more holistic interventions. This perspective supports the idea that effective treatment may require addressing both mental and physical dimensions, such as through a combination of psychotherapy, medication, and lifestyle changes. By embracing a monistic view, practitioners can develop more comprehensive treatment plans that consider the full complexity of human experience. Moreover, the implications of the dualism versus monism debate extend to our understanding of self-awareness and identity. As we question the nature of consciousness, we are led to reflect on what it means to be self-aware. Dualism suggests a separation between the self and the body, positing that self-awareness is rooted in an immaterial mind. This view allows for a sense of self that can transcend physical existence. In contrast, monism ties self-awareness to physical processes, suggesting that our sense of self is emergent from the functioning of the brain and its interactions with the body and environment. This perspective aligns with contemporary research in neuroscience, which has shown that self-awareness is linked to specific patterns of brain activity. Studies indicate that self-referential thought and introspection are associated with activity in particular brain regions, such as the medial prefrontal cortex. This empirical evidence supports the monistic view that our understanding of self is deeply intertwined with physical processes, challenging the notion of a separate, immaterial self. As we navigate the complexities of dualism and monism, it becomes clear that both perspectives offer valuable insights into the nature of consciousness and existence. The interplay between mind and body continues to be a rich area of inquiry, prompting us to question our assumptions and engage in ongoing philosophical and scientific exploration. The debate also encourages us to contemplate the future of human experience in a rapidly changing world. As technology continues to evolve, the implications of consciousness, both human and machine, will shape our societal values, ethical frameworks, and understanding of what it means to be conscious beings. The age-old philosophical debate between monism and dualism serves as a crucible of intellectual inquiry, inviting us to explore the fundamental nature of reality, the essence of mind and body, and the intricate relationship between the material and immaterial dimensions of existence. At the heart of this philosophical discourse lies the question of how to best understand the nature of the self, consciousness, and the unity of human experience. Monism, with its foundational premise of unity and singularity, posits that reality is ultimately reducible to a single substance or principle. Whether it be material monism, which asserts that all phenomena can be explained in terms of physical matter and its interactions, or idealistic monism, which posits that reality is fundamentally mental or spiritual in nature, monism seeks to unify the diverse aspects of existence under a single overarching principle. By embracing the unity of all things, monism offers a holistic perspective that emphasizes interconnectedness, harmony, and universal coherence. On the other hand, dualism presents a contrasting view that posits the existence of two distinct and irreducible substances, typically mind and body. This dualistic framework, famously articulated by Descartes as the mind-body dualism, suggests that consciousness and physical matter are fundamentally different in nature and cannot be fully explained by reference to each other. Dualism challenges us to contemplate the mysterious relationship between the material and immaterial aspects of reality, the enigmatic nature of subjective experience, and the enduring puzzle of how mind and body interact and influence each other. The monism-dualism debate transcends mere metaphysical speculation and delves into the heart of existential inquiry, raising profound questions about the nature of human identity, consciousness, and the unity of experience. While monism offers a unified vision of reality that emphasizes interconnectedness and harmony, dualism highlights the inherent complexity and mystery of consciousness, selfhood, and the mind-body relationship. By engaging with the contrasting perspectives of monism and dualism, we are prompted to contemplate the nature of reality, the essence of being, and the intricate interplay between the material and immaterial dimensions of existence. Ultimately, the monism-dualism debate invites us to embark on a philosophical journey that transcends the boundaries of empirical knowledge and scientific inquiry, inviting us to contemplate the nature of reality, the essence of consciousness, and the enigmatic mystery of human existence. Whether we find resonance in the unity of monism or the duality of dualism, the philosophical discourse surrounding these contrasting perspectives enriches our understanding of the human condition, deepens our insights into the nature of reality, and prompts us to ponder the profound mysteries that lie at the heart of our conscious experience. In the intricate tapestry of philosophical discourse surrounding monism and dualism, we are called to contemplate the nature of reality, the essence of consciousness, and the profound mysteries that underlie the human experience. As we delve deeper into the contrasting perspectives of these philosophical frameworks, we confront the enigmatic interplay between unity and duality, the interconnectedness of all things, and the elusive nature of subjective awareness. Monism, with its emphasis on unity and singularity, offers a holistic vision of reality that seeks to unify the diverse facets of existence under a single overarching principle. Whether we consider material monism, which posits that all phenomena can be explained in terms of physical matter and its interactions, or idealistic monism, which suggests that reality is fundamentally mental or spiritual in nature, monism invites us to contemplate the interconnectedness of all things, the harmonious unity of existence, and the universal coherence that underlies the fabric of reality. Conversely, dualism challenges us to ponder the existence of two distinct and irreducible substances, typically mind and body, which resist easy reduction to each other. The mind-body dualism, famously espoused by Descartes, prompts us to reflect on the enigmatic relationship between consciousness and physical matter, the intricate interplay between subjective experience and objective reality, and the enduring mystery of how mind and body interact and influence each other. Dualism invites us to confront the inherent complexity and duality of human existence, the intricate dance between the material and immaterial dimensions of reality, and the enduring puzzle of the self and its place in the cosmos. As we navigate the philosophical terrain of monism and dualism, we are called to embrace the richness of contrasting perspectives, the depth of existential inquiry, and the profound mysteries that lie at the heart of human consciousness. Whether we find resonance in the unity of monism or the duality of dualism, the philosophical discourse surrounding these opposing frameworks invites us to contemplate the nature of reality, the essence of consciousness, and the enigmatic interplay between unity and diversity that shapes our understanding of the human experience.